The Walk to End Alzheimer's returns to Pittsburgh. I'm Zach Dodge with the goal behind the walk and why it's significant to some area residents. Coming up.
Plus, we'll take you to a special free community event in Dunaweg. Also, we're heading to Jasper for Jasper Days. And
Washington, D.C. and the U.S. Capitol remain on high alert as protesters gather outside. I'm Chris Van Cleve. That story's coming up.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
According to the Alzheimer's Association, an estimated 6.2 million Americans aged 65 and older are living with Alzheimer's dementia. So they're working to raise awareness of the disease and raise money for a cure. KOAM's Zach Dodge has how an event returning to Pittsburgh could help do just that.
Purple flowers spin in the breeze, and the people who hold them have a story to tell.
2 years ago, I lost my brother-in-law to Alzheimer's.
My grandma passed from it, and my aunt currently is suffering from it.
1 in 3 people over the age of 83 will be affected by Alzheimer's. So SEK is trying to do something about it. The Alzheimer's Association's Walk to End Alzheimer's returns to Pittsburgh after an in-person hiatus last year, and it was to a big crowd, full of enthusiastic people like Christy Bolden, who are ready to raise awareness.
To bring that awareness to people that have never had to experience it, and bless them, I'm glad they don't. But for those that have, that there is support out there.
The Alzheimer's Association, a nonprofit that offers support services to families impacted by the disease, also raising awareness on what the disease is and how to get intervention early.
We see struggles with this in every family, in every walk of life. So it's important for your work colleagues to know, for your family members to know, for friends to know those 10 warning signs, and we have free education around that.
So while Alzheimer's isn't stopping, neither are they until a cure is finally found.
Doing stuff like this to help others, even though you've lost your loved one, is still very important.
No one wants to suffer from it. It's a horrible disease, and it puts a mental strain on family and the person suffering. So if we could find a cure, it'd be perfect.
In Pittsburgh, Zach Dodge, KOAM News.
Now, more than $13,000 was raised for the association leading up to the walk, funds that will in part go toward research for a cure. And if you missed it and want to participate, there'll be another walk on October the 2nd in Joplin. We've got details for that on our website. Over in Joplin this evening, ETG Sports and Events Center is holding a free event for the local community. It features music, food, vendors, and a bounce house, and it was free to everyone who made it out. Organizers say they put it together to bring something fun to the area.
Our mission with this facility is to bring greatness to our community. And that's why we're doing these, pop-up events of things of like free, come out and see what we do. Come out and get a taste of what we do. We want to supply something awesome for everybody.
East of that a little bit of time. The fun continues until 11 tonight, and that's at 1107 North Prosperity Avenue in Joplin. Plenty of 4-staters were out and about in Jasper today for the one and only Jasper Days. The day started with a VFW breakfast and was followed by local shops and vendors taking over downtown, and then a grand parade featuring a marching band, plenty of floats, and folks throwing out candy for the kids. One of the groups who set up a tent was the Jasper Christian Church. They were out there raising money for the church's new playground equipment.
Pretty good. We've had actually a lot of foot traffic, so it was pretty good. A lot of people buying stuff, playing the games we had, so yeah.
Following the parade, Jasper Days featured a kids' tractor pull and a kids' pig scramble. The Breast Cancer Foundation of the Ozarks hosted its first ever Bras at the Bridge fundraiser at the Reddings Mill Bridge just south of Joplin. We spoke with a couple of breast cancer survivors on just how important the foundation is. If you drove by the old Reddings Mill Bridge Saturday, you may have seen something a bit out of the ordinary. Bras lined both sides of the bridge, all for the Bras at the Bridge fundraiser. Christy Seibert is the outreach director for the foundation and says thanks to events like this, they're able to help women in need.
Well, Breast Cancer Foundation operates by local people's generous donations. We take no money from the government or the state or anything like that, so It's the only way that we operate and that we are able to help families in our area in need while they're going through breast cancer, for us to make those house payments and pay the rent and pay the utilities. So it's imperative.
Bras on one side were donated and will be given to local organizations that help women, like the Lafayette House. The other side were decorated bras set up to help raise money for the foundation. Christine Koss decorated one of the bras on display to help show her thanks.
Breast Cancer Foundation of the Ozarks helped me considerably during my cancer treatment. I was in the process of adopting 2 of my grandsons, and there was quite a bit of a financial burden at that time.
Koss says her diagnosis was a surprise.
I had a normal mammogram in March, and I was diagnosed in July of 2020. So I was just, starting to have some issues, felt some pain and things. And
Jill Childs is another breast cancer survivor who also decorated a bra for the event. Like Koss, she's grateful for the help of the Breast Cancer Foundation.
It's been very beneficial. They've been supportive and just there via email or any way that I needed to contact for questions. And they did support me some financially, which was extremely helpful.
Her diagnosis was also a surprise, and she says she had no previous signs anything was wrong.
Yeah, no, it was a surprise. Mine was found on a mammogram, and I never detected a lump or anything, so it was just a routine mammogram. I've never had an abnormal one before in my past, and I've had a whole lot of them. So, yeah, it was a surprise, and I just encourage all women to not put those not postpone those, because of COVID or any other reason, because you just don't know.
Both women want to emphasize the importance of getting your mammograms regularly to stay ahead of any potential issues. A number of outdoor events today, and with the weather, it's easy to see why. Nick Kelly joins us with what the future holds.
Yeah, well, you've got quite an interesting future lined up for us, Chris, but at the very least, we can look back on the day and outside right now. The clear skies that we saw this evening and right now is pretty much what led us to 62 this morning and a high of 90 degrees. And in fact, we actually had some partly sunny skies at times during the afternoon and maybe a couple of isolated showers or storms skirting around Table Rock Lake. But the biggest system I'm watching on the board is still building off to our west. You can see quite a widespread rain across parts of the northern Rockies, but that is the next front that's going to really change things up by early next week. In the meantime, lower to middle 70s all across the board. Quick look at the day ahead. Has us mostly clear and temperatures dropping back to 67 overnight. Can't rule out maybe an isolated storm near Table Rock Lake again during the afternoon, Chris, but we can see highs near 88. And we're talking about fall-like air on the way. We'll break down the numbers here in a bit.
All right, Nick, thank you. Several hundred protesters converged on the Capitol today, rallying in support of the people charged in the January 6th riot. CBS News correspondent Chris Van Cleve reports from Capitol Hill, where security was intense.
Layers of security, barricades, and surveillance cameras were in place for this Capitol Hill protest. Former Trump campaign staffer Matt Braynard organized Saturday's Justice for J6 rally in support of the insurrectionists who stormed the Capitol more than 8 months ago.
There are uniformed officers here who I demand that you respect, you're kind to, you're respectful to, and you're obedient to.
Even well inside the fence perimeter here at the base of the Capitol, there are armored vehicles and police in riot gear. Take a look over here. You'll see these lines of vans. Inside are officers ready to respond, almost like a quick reaction force if there are any reports of violence. This is part of an all-out effort to avoid a repeat of the violent storming of the Capitol that we saw on January 6th.
I don't feel it's right for all these people to be locked up the way they got locked up.
On Friday, the head of the Capitol Police said his officers were prepared and warned about the threat of clashes between protesters and counter-protesters.
In my opinion, that's the most likely scenario for violence.
As backup, Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin approved a request to station 100 D.C. National Guard troops at an armory near the Capitol. They were cleared to carry batons, but not firearms. By the time the rally ended, law enforcement may have been breathing a sigh of relief, but not letting down their guard. Chris Van Cleve, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
The U.S. Capitol Police confirmed 4 arrests were made today. We take this time now to honor one of our many 4-state heroes. Sergeant Truman Bobbitt served in the Air Force during Vietnam with the 355th Tactical Fighter Squadron. His hometown, Nevada. We're proud to recognize Sergeant Truman Bobbitt, tonight's 4th State Hero. And remember, to learn more about other heroes or nominate one of your own at any time, all you need to do is head over to our website, KOAMNewsNow.com. We'll still ahead on the KOAM News at 10. A man, rather a giant teddy bear, walking with a purpose. Plus, a sight to see in St. Louis. A man in a teddy bear costume is walking across the country for a good cause. He's documenting his journey on Instagram and his webpage. Amanda Gilbert met up with him when he was halfway through his journey.
Look at that beautiful sunset, guys.
A bear's been spotted in Oklahoma, but this is the friendly kind.
Oklahoma, guys.
Bear's son is walking from California to New York City. And here in Tulsa, the teddy bear celebrated his halfway mark, 70 days.
But it feels good though, knowing that I made it this far, because a lot of people were doubtful about it.
He's made it to Pawhuska and even Bartlesville.
I'm headed towards Barsneville, guys. Or Beeville.
Sleeping in tents or hotel rooms. While some days are hot,
the humidity here kind of turns it into a sauna.
It's worth it.
I've been getting a lot of stories about very personal stories from people when they walk with me. And I get to learn a lot. I've been learning a lot.
Okay. He even learned about the echo at Tulsa's Center of the Universe.
You hear it? Yeah, I hear it. That's wild.
There's a reason he's doing all this. His website shows he's asking people to donate money to one of 5 different charities, such as Active Minds or the Autism Society for America. He sure stands out, so he brings awareness while meeting so many people.
Are you guys gonna follow me into town? How are you guys, dudes?
The teddy bear is, of course, a friend to all.
That's the biggest question. Does it stink? No, it doesn't. You can smell me, by the way, if you come say hi. Good morning.
But the chance to say hi is soon ending as he travels to Missouri next.
A sky-high tradition returns this weekend in suburban St. Louis. The Great Forest Park Balloon Race features nearly 70 hot air balloons. The event opened Friday night in a 30-acre field that featured the balloons lit up in all their colorful glory after dusk. Now, the evening allowed visitors to enjoy the sights and meet the pilots, and it all sets the stage for Saturday's race, where balloon pilots try to drop a beanbag as close as possible to a mark set by the lead balloon. The event dates back to 1973, and it lays claim, so it says, to being the second longest running balloon race in the country. Well, later on the KOAM News at 10, guess what? It's another fine edition of What Day Is It?
But first, we'll break down our forecast, which includes a few more warm days before fall really kicks into gear. We'll get to the forecast next. We kept things pretty quiet once again for many of you today, but everybody managed to keep quite warm, even though we started out mostly sunny. After we got past a nice looking sunrise over indigo sky outside of Seneca, Missouri, we did have some afternoon partly sunny skies roll on through. But even with that, we trended just a hair warmer compared to our highs in the upper 80s yesterday. Lowered the middle 60s this morning, at least 64 at 7 a.m. at Joplin Regional before we topped out at 90 degrees. Earlier this afternoon. Looking quiet from 7th and Range line, mostly clear up top. Temperatures have been falling off nicely. 73 degrees, dew point is 68. So far, the humidity is at 84%. I'm expecting the dew point to drop off a little bit, so even though we drop back near 68, 67 overnight, I don't think we'll have any patchy fog issues, but this is still something I'll at least keep an eye on. Lower to middle 70s across the entire region right now, and we stayed pretty quiet, at least for most spots this evening. But to start the evening out, if you remember, we were tracking a few isolated showers or storms working around Table Rock Lake, clipping areas like Monette, Cassville, Seligman, Shell Knob, and close to Pierce City, but as they try to work through McDonald and Newton counties, they pretty much fizzled apart. So much of the evening has been on the dry side. At the surface, breaking down our weather setup, our eyes are focused certainly on our next cold front. This is the one that's going to bring in a nice taste of fall once we get past the start of the new work week and school week. But in the near term, this upper level wave cut off from the jet. That's what gave a few spots close to Table Rock Lake those isolated storms this evening. It's going to try and do the same tomorrow, but in general, we're underneath the ridge, so we'll keep things pretty warm as we wrap up the final weekend of the summer season tomorrow. At least for the overnight, temperatures have been falling off pretty nicely. We'll drop back again, upper 60s, most spots around 67 degrees. Mostly clear to start the day, but again, that upper low to the south of the region is going to try and send some more afternoon partly sunny skies our way. Maybe the slimmest chance of an isolated shower or storm. Again, near Table Rock Lake. I think that's where the best likelihood for anything to pop up will be. But even then, most of the region will be dry tomorrow. 67 in the morning, 83 by noon. Afternoon highs with a light southeast breeze. Not too terrible, topping out around 88 degrees. We'll keep quiet for Sunday night and to get Monday morning started as lows drop back near 70. We'll see temperatures briefly rebound to 91 or lower 90s at least for Monday. Can't help but notice though, those wind arrows out west starting to turn out of the north by Monday afternoon. That's the next cold front, and as we hit into late Monday afternoon through Monday evening, that's when the front will bring in our best shot for rain and storms this week. And behind it, a nice looking upper level setup. The jet stream pushing back to the south and west. As long as this potent upper level low does its job, we're going to see a nice drop in temperatures to get the fall season started. 88 Sunday, 91 Monday, 75 for Tuesday after we get past any morning rain chances. Then 54 Wednesday morning and a high of 74. That is not bad to start the first day of fall, Chris, before we head back into the mid 80s by Friday.
A nice taste of fall coming up. We just got to get there.
Yeah, we'll get there. We just have to be just a little more patient.
All right, Nick, thank you so much. Jacob Leonard joining us now. Sports. Pitt State and Missouri Southern football both playing on the road in Oklahoma tonight.
Chris, Pittsburgh State on the road against Northeastern State, while Missouri Southern faces Central Oklahoma. Exciting finish in that one. Plus, good day for both schools at the 31st Annual Southern Stampede. More on that when we come back. Both the Pittsburgh State Gorillas and Missouri Southern Lions are in action tonight in Week 3 of the MIAA season. Pittsburgh State starts first, hitting the field against Northeastern State. And both of these teams 1-1 coming into the day. Gorillas run away with it tonight, 48-13. Max Sexton throws a pair of touchdowns. Tyler Adkins rushes for a score, while Caleb Lewis runs for 2 more. Pitt State's now 2-1 and will host Emporia State next Saturday. Exciting one tonight for Missouri Southern, beating Central Oklahoma 14-10. Quarterback Dawson Hurl hits Brian Boyd Jr. for a 54-yard touchdown with less than a minute remaining to give the Lions the 4-point win. Dylan Bolden gets 2 interceptions, including a pick 6. It's Southern's first MIAA win under head coach Atiba Bradley. To Division I now, old rivalry matchup between Oklahoma and Nebraska. Third quarter here, Spencer Rattler to Jeremiah Hall for the score. Sooners lead 14-3 at that point. Same quarter, Adrian Martinez cuts into that lead, gets in from 4 yards out. Final 15 minutes though, Sooners moving down the field. Rattler using his legs here, gets outside for the first down and more. Then Kennedy Brooks takes it and goes right up the middle for the score. OU increases the lead to 23-9. The play of the game though, no doubt, right here. Nebraska on 4th down. Martinez going to the end zone, but look at DJ Graham. All he needed was one hand. That will be easily the best play you see today. Maybe the best play of the year. Oklahoma goes on to win at 23-16. Well, Pittsburgh State and Missouri Southern volleyball meet for an early season rivalry match today. The Gorillas have been on fire to start the season, going 7-2 in their first 9, including winning 6 straight coming into the weekend. Now the Lions host PSU today, trying to cool off the Gorillas and earn their first MIAA win. Southern rolling in the first set. Armeni Perales finds the back line for the kill. Then CeCe Pollard. A little sauce on that one. Lions take the first set 25-17. Gorillas, though, get going in the second. Meg Otten outside finds the soft spot there. 16 kills today for Otten. Second set was tight. 23 all here. Claire Sandvig finishes it for Pitt State. Gorillas take the second set 25-23 to make it 1-1. Hope White, big day for PSU, ties Otten. The team high 16 kills. Gorillas take the third set 25-15. Then they take the fourth 2. Pitt State takes the final 3 sets to win 3-1, their 7th consecutive win.
Anytime you can beat, a conference team is something that we're proud of on the road, and that was our goal. Let's just go get our first road win and then come back and find a way to regroup and keep it going. We struggled here last year, and we kind of remember that, and so this was a little bit of redemption maybe.
We all knew coming in that they had beat us both times last year, and we did not want that to happen again this year.
Well, today is the 31st annual Missouri Southern Stampede in Joplin. It was a big day for both Pittsburg State and Missouri Southern. Our own Danny Terzer was there, and she got up early and has more on today's event.
First to race are the women. Teams from 26 schools are competing today. Pitt State finishes 9th as a team, while the Missouri Southern women place 17th. On the men's side, Missouri Southern athletes lock up the first and second place spots. Ryan Riddle wins the individual title, finishing the 8K race in 24 minutes, 14 seconds.
It's a big confidence booster. I've been training extremely hard. Probably one of the hardest workout weeks I've ever done in my life. So my goal is just try to hang on, do as best as I could, and I'll be happy with the results because I know what's coming down the line.
Also in the top 5 is Pittsburg State's BRYCE GRAHN. He places 4th with a personal best time of 24 minutes, 39.88 seconds.
We just love running together, and so when we get to do it here, we get to put on a show. All the people, I mean, you hear Pitt chanting all along the sidelines.
GRAHN's finish helps lift Pittsburg State to a team victory. The Gorilla men win the MSSU Stampede with a score of 53 points.
Coach Jewett, we ran a lot for him. It was good to get one for him, and also Coach Ben, his first win as a coach, so we're happy to start that tradition for him.
Right behind them is Missouri Southern. The Lions placed 2nd as a team with 74 points.
I was so happy just with how hard our guys are working. I'm trying to push them as hard as I can. When I saw some of our younger guys come up, it really put me in like a different mode that I need to keep pushing, keep doing my thing, and try to get it done.
In Joplin, Danny Terzer, KOAM Sports.
It's a big day for Pittsburg State and Missouri Southern on the volleyball court, running, cross country, football. Big win for Missouri Southern football today.
Yeah. I mean, I'm a Missouri Southern guy, went there, so of course I'm always cheering for them. But it's great to see both of the local colleges go to town.
It makes my job more fun when they both win.
Yeah, absolutely. Leonard, thank you so much. We're going to be right back. Hey, so who doesn't like a nice, thick, juicy burger? Well, today is National Cheeseburger Day. You can make the classic burger at home or make it, get one from your favorite joint. For vegetarians or vegans, there's, of course, options like Beyond Meat and the Impossible Burger, so you can still celebrate. There's stories that go back as far as the 1920s as to where the cheeseburger actually came from or where the burger itself came from, but you'll just have to go get one to find out for sure, and you've still got a couple hours or about an hour and a half to go enjoy one, and time to enjoy a nice break in temperatures.
Yeah, we just got to get past upper 80s tomorrow, 91 on Monday, then the break in temperatures. Nice break in temperatures comes on Tuesday.
All right, Nick, Jacob, thank you so much. That's our time for now. We'll see you back here tomorrow night. Thanks for making us part of your night.